Hey everyone, Shane here with etrailer.com. Today I have a 2021 Chrysler Pacifica. I'm going to walk through how to install the CURT Class III trailer hitch receiver. So what our hitch is going to look like when it's installed. You can see our cross tube is hidden behind our fascia. The only thing we can really see is our receiver tube. So it's not going to take away from the aesthetics of the vehicle. Adding a Class III hitch like this on your vehicle is going to give you a lot of different options. Maybe you want to put a bike rack on it. You're tired of loading bikes inside the vehicle, or you really don't want to get a rooftop bike rack. This is going to allow you to load and unload your bikes from a bike rack here at the back of the vehicle. Cargo carrier, maybe you want to get a few items from inside the vehicle, put them outside and make a little bit more room for your passengers, or maybe you just want to bring some extra stuff with you. Maybe you want to pull a trailer. This hitch is going to allow you to do a lot of different things. Hitch is going to be a steel construction, black powder coat finish, so it's going to hold up really well against rust and corrosion. We have a 2" by 2" receiver tube opening, reinforced collar, gives us a little extra stability there. Hitch pin hole is going to be 5/8 inch in diameter. It's going to take a standard 5/8 hitch pin. The pin and clip does not come with a hitch, however they can be found here at eTrailer as well. We're going to have rolled steel safety chain loops. You can see very large openings. It's going to accommodate some of those larger size safety chain hooks. Now I'm going to give you a few weight capacities and measurements to help you when deciding on any of those hitch mount accessories like your bike racks, cargo carriers, and ball mounts. From the center of our hitch pin hole to the outermost part of our fascia, we're looking at about 6 inches. That number is important for any of your hitch mount accessories like your bike racks and cargo carriers that fold up. You want to make sure they're not going to make contact. From the ground to the top innermost part of the receiver tube, you're looking at about 11.5 inches. With it being 11.5 inches, I recommend using a ball mount in the rise position. You can find several here at eTrailer. As far as our weight capacities go, we're going to have a 400-pound max tongue weight, which is a downward pressure on the inside of the receiver tube. So when you're loading the cargo carrier, bike rack, or even that trailer, make sure you're not exceeding that. We're going to have a 4,000-pound gross trailer weight, which is a trailer plus the load included. You can use weight distribution with this hitch. Tongue weight's going to go up to 500 pounds, trailer weight's going to go up to 5,000 pounds. I always recommend checking the owner's manual of the vehicle. Make sure the vehicle can withstand that amount of weight. You're going to go with the lowest number between the vehicle and the hitch. Now that we've gone over some of the features, let's walk through how to get it installed. To start your installation, we're going to take an 8mm socket. We're going to be removing the black bolts that run across the bottom back edge here, 2 on the lower edge on the driver's side, and then in the wheel well we're going to have 3. 1 here, and then 2 right here. And we're going to take a 10mm socket. We're going to loosen the nuts that run from one side to the other. As well as 2 bolts right here connecting this rear panel to this center one. Keep in mind, once you remove these 2 bolts, you're going to have 2 of the plastic nuts under here. Then what we're going to do is take a screwdriver, flathead. We're going to kind of put some downward pressure on the panel as we turn that. We're going to have one here, and then we're going to have another one right over here. We're going to remove the panel and we'll set it aside. Then we're going to take a strap, hang it from anywhere on the vehicle, go underneath your exhaust pipe. We'll cinch that up, and then we're going to come back. We're going to spray this hanger. You can use a lubricant, you can use some soapy water. This one here, and then we're going to have one right here. We need to remove both of those. Once you have them sprayed down, you can take a pry bar, and we're just going to pry one end off of the pen. We're going to take a 10mm socket. We're going to remove that nut on our heat shield, and then we'll have another one right here. Now this next step You can do it if you want to. It's going to make it a little bit easier for getting your hardware in on the passenger side. Make sure you have a strap underneath your exhaust. What we're going to do is we're going to remove this third one right here so that we can actually slide our exhaust away from our fascia, lower it even more. We're going to do it the same way we did the other two. On each side of the vehicle, we're going to have 3 holes. This one, and this one. And we're going to be installing hardware in. We're going to start with the rearmost one. We're going to use this hole as our access hole. We're going to take the spring end of one of our pull wires. We're going to feed it up through this hole, and we want to come out that hole. Take your wire, put a slight bend in the end of it, like that. And that'll keep your wire from going up and pulling all the way out. We're going to take the small spacer block. We're going to slide it on like that. Go ahead and slide it up through the hole. Carriage bolt. Thread it onto the spring. Feed it up. We're going to come out here. We're going to repeat that process for this one. And then this one's going to be called a reverse pull. We're going to put another small spacer block here, and then we'll put one of the larger ones to the back hole. For our last hole, as I mentioned, we're going to do a reverse pull. We're going to use one of the larger spacer blocks. We're going to put it on the wire. We're going to thread our bolt onto the spring end. We're going to feed the head of the bolt up first, followed by the spacer block, and then we'll pull it back down. And we're going to repeat that process on the other side of the vehicle. Now with an extra set of hands, we'll get the pull wires through the corresponding holes in the hitch. We're going to raise it up into place. You'll notice on our driver's side, we have 3 holes here at the end. We're going to use the outside 2 holes. We'll get one of our wires pulled off on each side. And we're just going to put on a nut. That's going to hold our hitch up in place while we install our remaining hardware. With our hitch held up in place with 2 nuts, we'll go ahead and remove our other 2 pull wires. And what we're going to put on, conical tooth washer, make sure the teeth are facing up towards the hitch. We'll slide it on. I'm going to take that conical tooth washer, I'm going to push it over like that. It's going to put pressure on that bolt to help put the nut on so you don't push the bolt back up into the frame rail. We're going to repeat that for all the remaining hardware, including this one. Once you get these on, we can take the nut off here, put our conical tooth washer on, and then reinstall the nut. Then we'll take a 3/4 inch socket, we're going to tighten, and then come back and torque all of our hardware to the specifications and the instructions. Then we need to trim our heat shield. You'll notice the wide end here, we're going to be cutting off the skinny side. From this edge, we're going to go back 11 inches, come straight across, and we're going to cut off this front half. I'm just going to use some tin snips to get it cut. And we're going to take the 2 nuts that we removed from here and up here, and we're going to install one here and then one here. Next, we need to trim out our underbody panel. From this edge, this corner right here, 7 inches up, 32 inches across, and from this edge, again 7 inches. And then we're going to cut out this portion of it. This is usually just a cardboard. Probably use a utility knife. Tin snips works as well. Once you've got your heat shield trimmed out, you're your underbody panel trimmed. Go ahead and reinstall your exhaust in reverse order from the way you took it off. Reinstall your heat shield, your underbody panel. Go ahead and remove your strap, and you're ready to go. It's going to do it for a look at an installation on the CURT Class III Trailer Hitch receiver on a 2021 Chrysler Pacifica.